Layoffs are surging. You have stores that are closing, and billionaires are building bunkers. What's going on? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. In today's video, we are going to look at what's happening right now in the economy, the real stuff. The stuff that you just can't get from the inflation data or the jobs numbers. No, we would need real stuff so that we can actually know what's going on with our money. How's that sound? Let's begin. First things first, Macy's to close 150 namesake stores. But understand this, they're going to grow luxury brands because who's got the money? It's the people with the money. They're not worried about people that are looking for discounts. Just like in Canada, you only have basically two internet service providers and phone providers, okay? For the most part, there's two. One of them said, we do not want those shoppers that are looking for discounts. We are a quote unquote luxury brand. I'm paraphrasing. We're a luxury brand. And so we don't want those people that are worried about this. And we're okay with people that have left our service. So you have two choices, and one of them is basically saying, I don't care if you're not going to take our service. This is getting worse and worse. The situation is getting tight for people because there basically is no competition. If one buys out the other, or if one says basically, I'm going to price myself at the top, well, then you only have one choice, and then they can charge whatever they want. This is happening all over the place. Consolidations, mergers, acquisitions, they're taking place. Oh, but don't worry, the government's going to help us, right? San Francisco store requires customers to shop with employee escort to curb rampant shoplifting. I think it's more of a message that they were sending in this particular store, but you've seen this. They're locking up the toothpaste. They're locking up the underpants. I've seen it all over, everywhere. And it is going to that model where basically we're going to be getting rid of a lot of the retail establishments except for the luxury ones. The luxury ones, like you try to get into a Rolex, you know what's going on, right? Even though Rolex has nothing in their store. They have nothing there, all right? You try to get in, oh, you can't. You got to make an appointment ahead of time. And there's a security guard at the front basically telling you there's nothing for you to see anyway. Okay, that's an extreme example. But you look at a lot of these companies doing basically the same thing. You speak to the clerk, and they will get you what you need. That's the model of the future. And it tells us something's fishy. Something's real fishy. Economy's strong, jobs are strong, unemployment's low. But wait a minute, all of this stuff is going on. How about the fact that, we're not even, at the time of this recording, it's just about to be March, okay? We're about to get into March. So we've gone through 2 months, basically. And already in the United States, actually this is global numbers, I believe, 45,000 layoffs in tech. 45,000, and that is, for the most part, it's coming inside the US. 45,000 already. This is huge, huge numbers, all right? Look at this. The problem is you, though, because you didn't take Ozempic. The more Americans that take Ozempic, the faster the U.S. economy will grow, according to your friends at the Vampire Squid. Goldman Sachs has suggested to everybody that you need to take this stuff if you're patriotic and you want your economy to grow, you got to take this weight loss drug, which if I'm not mistaken, is actually a diabetes drug. But hey, we can support that economy. That's right. Maybe not for Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme donuts because they didn't do so well as a result of these drugs getting really, really popular. All right. Wendy's is planning Uber-style surge pricing where burger prices fluctuate based on demand. So I saw this one and I was like, okay, sorry, what? So basically the gist here is that you've got a company like Wendy's. You're going to go in and you could look at it two ways. That at one point when it's lunchtime, they can charge people more because the demand is higher, just like you would with Uber or with any other service, okay? But what I really think this is to discourage everybody from going at the peak hour and like going an hour earlier to save a buck. That's kind of what this is, and I could see that working. The problem, though, I don't know on this, I don't understand, is like you get there 1 minute late, or there's like a delay. There's a big lineup. Everyone's trying to get in before the 12 o'clock or whatever it is. How does that work? I'm not so sure. I'd like to know your thoughts in the comments below. I know some people are frequent purchasers of like the fast food stuff, so I'd be interested to know what you think about this. The easy way around is, hey, I could just go an hour earlier or an hour later, and I'll be getting that maybe cheaper or not. I don't know how that's going to work. Probably just their way of increasing prices ultimately. The people that don't need to worry about this, though, are those at the top. And there's no question about this. This is the distribution of household wealth in the US by income group. And the top, so this is important. Yeah, the top 1% or even the top 10%, right? Well, what's really important is to look at the top 0.1% and even more. Like if it would be nice if it even broke it down even further. That would tell us that like how extreme it is. But we get a good glimpse. I love it when they do this, when they actually give the top 0.1% versus just the top 1%. Because the top 1%, especially in some areas, is not extreme. But it shows us that the more time that goes on, the more concentration of wealth into those at the top. It's not a surprise to me. Is it to you? You know how this works. You print money, you devalue the currency, and those at the top benefit. Guys like Zucky. Now, Zuckerberg, who under no circumstances can look normal. I don't know how he looks in real life, but I've never seen anybody look like this before. It's wild. Life of the billionaire, doomsday preppers, stash of guns and gold to a 200 million pound secret bunker. So this is something that I believe people like, they look at it and they say, hey, what's this guy doing? He's got all this money and this and that. I think we should kind of take a note and kind of say, if they could be spending their money on anything, they're building a bunker. It's going to be a super expensive thing. And, why are they doing this? Like, it's not one example. It's many, many examples. And sure, it's in insurance to some degree. But they're doing what people get, like the preppers, they get laughed at. Oh my God, you got gold. Oh my goodness, you want land, you want a garden. Oh, and then you see the billionaires who could literally buy whatever they want. They never need to worry about food prices going higher, but yet they're the ones prepping. What do you think? Kind of makes you think, right? This is just showing us certain data has improved. And when I look at, there's a lot of these things. I just pulled up a bunch of charts, but the point is, I am seeing a bunch of different data as it relates to the broad economy in general that has bottomed out and has come up. So the tightness, I think it happens to mirror what I can see with different indications of liquidity. Like, we are easier now than we were before, despite the Fed funds rate being where it is. And so it's not a coincidence, I believe. That doesn't mean we can't go into recession, hard landing, all that stuff. But that's where we're at right now today. Okay, a lot of stats have added up. Look, if you want to know about this stuff in depth, I cover it each and every single week. Friday is all about finance. Sunday is all about building a business, particularly with e-commerce business. Because I can share personal insights with that. If you're interested in that, link in the description. I want to thank you for being here today. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Did we get the fireworks? All right. Of course, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.